So, welcome once again to the lands of Barovia. We have been on a wee bit of a hiatus due to various issues. However, we now return to the Wizard of Wine's winery, which is in quite a bit of a ruined state at the moment, after becoming under the assault of a tree blight and several of their blight brethren. We join our party inside the winery itself, taking a wee bit of a rest at the moment. So, what would you like to do, having just defeated the tree blight winter splinter and taken control of several of the blight? Anyone?
I should say I don't know about anyone else, but I'm just kind of hanging around in bed. I think I'm resting. Exploring the upper level. Can we tell what it was? Just like, was it clearly destroyed by the trees, or
You suspect
was there
so. I
maybe
mean,
anything else?
you kind of find like twigs and various plant paraphernalia lying around. You suspect that the blight had a lot to do with the destruction of the winery.
Like I say, I'm just resting for now.
Yeah, I
Until
think
we,
we're all just kind of like resting after the time that we had.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna get tracked by the monster tree.
Yeah,
It's like that tree from Harry Potter. Yeah.
the Whomping Willow.
I mean, trademark,
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, right. I mean, not Harry Potter. Larry Smotter.
The wimping wallow.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Well, I remember when I
Larry.
first pirated that movie, the first one, the Philosopher's Stone, and the credit sequence actually read Tarry Nutter. It was fucking hilarious. I think it was just in
Whoops.
another
Oh my
language.
god, I actually
And a
remembered my
different
password. That was
alphabet.
incredible. I was convinced that I was going to forget my password and not be able to get in, but look, it's been like what, a month since we logged in.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks, three or
That
4
is
weeks
more
at
than
least.
enough time for this no thoughts, head empty person to forget everything.
Yeah. It's probably not safe, but I have the same password for everything.
Yeah, so do I, pretty much.
I've
Once
got a
I get the
terrible
new
memory.
computer and the new internet, it may be possible for me to regain control of the server on my computer.
Oh,
and
nice.
that'll mean you'll not actually need a password as such. It'll just be the one to enter the actual game itself, which is obviously the basic
cool.
one. I'm going to try that anyways and see if the new computer with the new internet connection will run it. Because that way, it'll mean you'll not need to have the account on there, and I get a hell of a lot more control over Foundry because on the server there's limited things I can do with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't limit a massive amount, but there's certain things I like which I just can't get on the server because the preset server essentially. Anywho,
Okay.
yeah, so
it's
safe to assume you've pretty much taken a long rest essentially after you had a few sore chews. You have obviously the blights set outside guarding the winery from outside.
Oh yeah, somebody grabbed the stick, didn't they? Who was that? Was it me?
I believe it might have been, if I recall correctly.
I remember, to be honest. I don't have it on my sheet. Did I give it to somebody? I think I might have. I feel like I might have. No, I don't have it on my sheet. Yeah, no, I feel.
What is it that we're looking for?
The staff. One of us took it, but I don't remember which one. I don't remember who. I think I might have picked it up, but I think I might have given it to somebody.
I feel like we would have given it to Ravenheart because he was druid.
Yes.
I feel like this is something we would have done.
Yeah, I believe I did give it to Ravenheart because he's a druid. So
So we'll say that
So I'm not
since
sure.
Ravenheart can't be with us this week, that both he and Venom are essentially asleep somewhere within the winery itself, possibly in one of the other bunks in these rooms.
Yeah, sure.
So what would everyone like to do upon waking up after the long rest?
I'm gonna go out to the kitchen. And join everyone. Hello. Stella. Dancing.
Yeah, so pretty much everywhere you go throughout the winery, the at least some section of the roof is just not there. There are big gaping holes in the roof itself. Even in the walls, some of the walls are kind of like half there, half not.
I'm surprised we were able to bring that tree down at all. It seems like it did quite a number on this building. Good God.
So what's the plan? You haven't seen any sign of the martyr cards either anywhere in the winery.
I'm trying to remember why it is we came back to the wine. So we came back to the winery for the express purpose of dealing with the druid situation, which we have now done. Did he say had we seen any sign of the family at all? Like, is there any
No,
sign of them? Okay,
none
is there any?
whatsoever.
So no sign that they might have escaped or anything? Can we do any checks for that?
You wouldn't really be able to make the determination from signs in within the winery itself, but because of all the destruction that's around,
Okay.
you just don't. You don't see any bodies. If you suspect that if they would be dead, there would be no reason for the blights to move the bodies at all. So they would have been dead without the sign. So you can take that as a good sign that they are alive somewhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if we don't see any like blood on the floor or anything like that, I mean, it's.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, without the druid, we can't really ask the blights if they know where they are at all or anything like that. I mean, I guess we could go just pick up the staff. But I'm not sure if that um, would we understand them? And I mean, is it safe to for one of us to pick up the staff, knowing what we know about it?
Yeah, Mal's just looking about. Mal will be just sort of looking about stuff and just sort of like being like, flashbacks to Apricot dancing down like the Pied Piper and then turning up, having caused the apocalypse on her. Where
Yeah.
she's kind of like staring at like deep, deep
I don't
distrust.
think I want to touch that. Yeah.
So what's the plan then?
I don't really know. Not sure that we have a plan really at this point. Does anybody else have anything they particularly want to do? We could just go explore, see what
Explore
happens.
in Barovia.
Well, I mean, I don't want to stay. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, well, okay, maybe we'll. I don't know. Maybe we'll find signs of the couple outside. I mean, if we can't find them inside, maybe there's tracks where they got dragged away or something like that. I'm not sure.
I
I'm not a
mean,
very good hunter. I don't know too much about
yeah,
that.
I am very much city gal. Uh, the wilderness, not my wheelhouse.
No. Oh, the woods are. Normally that's where I live too, but other than the monastery, of
Hang on,
course. But
you're saying you live in the woods, but outdoor
well,
stuff is not your thing.
elves and woods, you know how it is with elves and woods.
Back
But
where
like
I'm from, they call that Wow, my brain stopped literally in the middle of a sentence. I'm so sorry. That did not happen to Mal. That was very much that was very much me.
That's okay. I'm not 100% sure where I was going with that,
Okay,
to be
right,
honest.
sorry, yes, I'm back. Back where I'm from, they
Yeah.
refer to that as profiling. But obviously, I know different home planes and all that.
Well, yes. I don't know. So should we go check outside? Maybe we'll find something more than we'll find in here, or at
Yeah,
least go explore the
yeah,
rest of the winery. Anyways, start there.
sounds good.
What do you think, Theo?
Oh, I've been making gestures and nodding and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Out of
Ye-
character, can someone remind me how to do a long rest on here? Because I know that you guys have taken a long rest. I've literally been looking around for the way to take a long rest while you guys have been doing this.
Open your character sheet by double clicking on your token and then click the L rest button underneath your hit dice.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's underneath your hit dice.
Oh,
Yes, yeah, it took me a while to find it as well. I was like, what the heck?
I've literally been staring at it and I didn't
Yeah,
realize what it was.
it's
Okay, thank
very
you.
tiny.
Thank
Yeah.
you, guys.
But yeah, like through your entire conversation, Theo has just kind of been nodding and making gestures, and I've only just realized that I don't have my camera on, so you've seen none of the gestures that I've done throughout this whole conversation.
It's okay.
I should do that. That button.
All right, I'll turn mine on as well. What the heck? I had a big white sheet because I had a background all set up. Oh no, that's not good. Come off.
Right. Pull this down a bit.
Things are falling.
Last time we'll see Ghost Month.
There we go. That's better. Oh.
But yeah, he was kind of nodding, and then when you mentioned the outsides and the nature checks, and he was just like, because he's not bad, but he's not good. So yeah.
Oh,
He
goodness,
has
that's
been
better.
part of the conversation, but obviously without the speech thing that we know that he can do very well. So
okay, well, let's have some breakfast and then go outside. Is there? I mean, obviously there's food. I don't know what. I should say obviously. Is there anything to eat? Bread? What have you?
I mean, I would
Has it all
assume that
been
if there's
destroyed?
nothing
I
in
mean,
this kitchen that's edible because of the tree blights. Surely we have rations.
true.
So I'm sure we could find some food of edibleness and be like, hey, let's eat.
Food.
Is there a way to make sure that Edison is always on top of Theo's token? Because whenever I move Theo, it goes on top of Edison, and you can't see Edison or click on him until I move Theo. Just wondering if there's a way to make him like always on top.
I don't think there's an easy way of doing it. There's certainly no options to send to back with
Okay.
tokens. I know the last one that moves into that is active.
That
is on
square
top
has to
by
be on
default.
top. So that's why I have to do it like that, and then I move Edison back in. But then if I click on Theo's token again, like I did for to show how to do a long rest, Edison just goes back to the back and you can't see him anymore. I like them in the same square because obviously Edison's on Theo's shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if there's an add-on to like stack tokens and such. And
Cool.
I'll look that up and see if we can get that.
No worries. Just thought I'd ask. But if we're Alonzi-ing out. Then I guess it doesn't matter at the minute.
Gilroy's going to go downstairs and head into the back.
I mean, if we're leaving, does it matter if we actually move the tokens through the winery, or?
That's
Well, I
true.
don't know if we're leaving, or we're just checking the outside of the winery. So.
I guess we were going to check the outside, and then I guess if there were no, because there's no clues inside.
No,
And I guess
none
we
that I
could
can
check
see.
out. So I guess we could check outside and then go from there. See what we find.
Ye?
I think you're
I mean,
muted.
what would the check be to see if there were human tracks, or would there be too many tree
it would
blights to
be-
notice?
Yeah, it would be a survival check for anyone wanting to check for any signs of the Markovs.
I mean, I have a +2 to survival, so Thor would give it a try.
Yeah,
I've got
I'll
a
always
+3.
try. Despite the fact that Mal is not an outdoors girl, I have an okay modifier just because of my wisdom score.
Ooh, natural 20, or a dirty 20, I should say.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That was a 9.
That is a 15 for Mal.
I rolled a 7, so that's a 9
Ooh.
total.
Okay. So with the time that it's been, only Gilroy is able to actually find any signs of them, and you see very faint footprints in the ground, just a couple here and there. But as you kind of look in the direction that they're actually heading in, you do see other very subtle signs of passage. And you suspect that they were heading, well, certainly away from the winery towards the main section of road that you actually came down.
But there's no drag marks, eh? It's just
No,
straight
no drag
footprints.
marks. Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't look like they were forcibly taken.
Did you tell us this?
Yeah. I mean, I'll come back and tell you. Sure. Of course.
Cool.
I'm not going to give it to myself. I'll come back upstairs.
Well, technically, like, we've gone outside, we just haven't moved the tokens.
Okay. Right. Sorry.
Because
Yeah, we're like spiritually we are outside.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll mention that to you guys. It looks like there's I'll say it. I don't know that they were forcibly taken away. I mean, there's no obvious. I mean, other than the destruction, of course. I mean, in the winery, it seems like there. I mean, there's no drag marks on the ground or anything like that, other than the tree blight. There's footprint. Makes you wonder if they left on their own free will.
that
But why would they leave of their own free will? Why wouldn't they stay? Well, yes, I understand the tree. Yeah, no, I get that. But I don't know. I just, after having a business for that long that's so important to the country itself, Barovia, it would seem like they would try to defend it rather than just run away. Makes me wonder why they left in the first place. That's all.
This is Theo saying it gets to a point where it's suicide to defend yourself.
I suppose so.
And I don't know. Can you read the Thieves' Cant, or are you the? I think
No.
you were the only one that can't.
No,
So it's basically
I have no idea.
Would have to translate that. But yes, he's basically he can't be bothered. He's still groggy. He woke up. He can't be bothered to try.
That's okay.
He's just like, fingers, do the talking. Speak to the hand.
First word sounds like.
Let's do
Yeah,
charades.
basically. But yeah, he's basically saying, with the amount of people, the trees that were there, they basically decided that it was better to just. That's what he thinks anyway. That's what he's trying to get across.
That's a possibility. Yeah. Would it be a bad idea to follow the footsteps? Do you think? Maybe we could find them. tell them about the winery. It's still standing. I mean, maybe they'll. I don't know if they're alive or not, but I mean,
What
if we
does
have nothing,
Malika think?
I was. Yeah.
Malika needs reminding of what it is we're looking at because her player is just not here with it today. I'm so sorry,
It's
guys. You
okay.
deserve better
It's
from me than
alright.
this.
So essentially,
footsteps.
well, to give you a kind of a scenario around the actual winery itself. So the winery itself looks very beat up. A lot of the walls are just basically shattered. The roof's collapsing. To look at it, you'd be surprised that the building is actually still standing. It's obviously been built very well for it to be in this good a condition after the beating it must have taken. The vineyards, as you look out across them, they're all trampled to hell. You don't think
Right.
any of the plants are salvageable from just a basic glance. And Gilroy
Uh-huh.
has found footprints and seemingly some kind of track leading away from the winery.
Right, okay. What do the tracks look like? Are they like person-sized?
So the footprints are human sized,
Okay.
and then the rest of the track that you see essentially is just signs of passage even. It's the likes of crushed plants and broken twigs and things like that.
So Gilroy is basically suggesting, should we follow these and see where they go, and if we to find them, or do we have a
Okay.
different plan of action?
So
Cautiously, of course.
are the footprints leading off into the forest, which we have been warned not to go into,
Good call.
No, he said they were towards the road.
towards the road? Oh, okay. In that case, I mean, we'd be going that way anyway, wouldn't we?
It seems like a
mean-
logical step to just, to follow them. And there's not much more we can do here. I'm not very good at repairs. I don't know about you. And Ravenheart and oh, good lord. Thank you. Blanked. Ravenheart and Venom can sleep here while we go. They can have a nice rest, and they can get into the wine if there's any left. Well, it'll get destroyed.
Theo pulls out a bit of paper and writes a note. Leaves it for Ravenheart and Theo.
Oh.
And Theo? And Venom.
Well, I'll tell you, Theo, please note for himself.
Yes, I don't think any of us are with it today, to be fair.
No, I don't think any of us are.
But we carry on. So,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
mean, it seems like
we're
that's the
following
best
the
idea.
footsteps
So.
then.
Yep,
That's
it would
right.
seem so. It would seem so.
Blues
Footsteps.
Clues.
Oh. Strahd comes along. Swiper, no swiping.
So,
Right.
yeah, we. There we go. So, you head in the direction of the footsteps, back towards the road. You get about maybe 60, 70 feet away from the winery itself, and the tracks stop dead. They seem to just not go any further than that point.
Is there any?
It's not worrying at all.
Is there any logical sign of where they might have gone? Like, is there any holes in the ground or like a cave?
An investigation check.
Yeah. Investigation.
Oh, that's really good, actually. 19.
Not good. Not rolling well today.
So you kind of stop where the tracks end, and you look down and you kind of look around in all directions, and you see, well, literally no other footsteps at all from this direction. You do, however, find a black feather just a little way ahead.
Hmm.
Now that wouldn't be that trigger something in my brain, but I don't think Theo knows about the burbs because I think Apricot was there for the burbs.
Yeah, so Mal would notice it though.
Oh
so.
yeah, forgot about that.
And so, but it pointed out Theo will
Yeah.
sign Malika and say, "But we left Ravenheart at the winery."
Did we not meet
No,
some
it's
birds?
the family are birds. Family are
Yeah,
birds.
yeah.
They're
That's what I
they're
thought.
like they're bird people.
I thought we had met some bird people.
But Theo wasn't there for the bird people, you see, so Theo didn't know this.
True. We met bird people. They were very nice.
Yeah,
I think.
that's the confusing part about me having two characters.
That's okay.
I have to remember which things Apricot knew, and which things Theo knew.
Well, now that makes me think that they were carried off, which is why we can't find any more footprints.
Makes sense.
Which is a big problem because we can't follow what we can't see.
We know they're safe.
Well,
I'm just assuming that anytime Theo signs something, Malika translates it straight away so that Gilroy can.
Just imagine if I don't chime in to do it. Just imagine that someone like in a gruff Yorkshire accent is doing it. Just imagine that, and you'll be good to go.
you like a Babel fish or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Or something. I mean, it's the nearest thing to Theo being able to talk. Unless you learn giant.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss as to what to do now. If they've been carried off, I'm not really sure what. Like I say, I'm kind of at a loss. Does anybody else have any ideas as to what to do now?
I mean, when none of us are exactly the world's best trackers.
No, unfortunately not.
And I'm assuming that since these guys are related to the weird bird ninjas that almost shanked us when they thought we were working with Strahd in the inn,
Mm-hmm.
that they're probably gonna be all right.
Okay, that's true. They were enemies of Strahd, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I imagine that you have to be pretty good at surviving to, be an enemy of Strahd in Barovia and
True.
not die straight away.
Well,
I mean, I suppose what's next on the world tour, lads? We got the sword. We
could always
went
go.
to the mountains.
We could. I have a terrible idea, but I mean it's an idea nonetheless.
All ideas in Barovia are terrible.
That's true. Would my character
bad.
know about the Amber Temple, or would that not be
That's
knowledge
why we
that
were
I
going back
have
to the winery.
yet?
We were going to ask them about where the best place to go was. Sorry, I just realised. I think that was the out of character. I just remembered that out of character was why we were going, because they live here and we sort of trust them, so that we were going to ask them about what the next best place to go is and what.
That's why we came back. Right.
Okay.
I'm glad you remember this, Hannah, because I had completely.
It's taken me like an hour to remember this.
But you remembered it before I did.
Not at all.
Also, yeah,
We
you,
have discussed before that I remember things that you don't remember. Let's not go there.
I believe the Amber Temple has come up in game as well at some point.
Okay,
At least
cool.
mention of it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
because we
yes.
were going to go towards it, and then we got what we came for because we fought the bird things and then the
Yeah.
statues.
Hmm.
Because that's where the
Yes.
badges came up.
Right.
And then we decided, should we go to the Amber Temple? No, because we like living.
Right.
We decided, yes.
Right. Yeah.
We thought that was
yeah.
not. We didn't need to go there because the cards didn't say to go there. They just said
Yes,
to go to
and
the
because
tower.
we like living. Yes.
And now with only 3 of you would be the perfect time to go to the Amber Temple.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's find something else.
I've already had one TPK in there. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the perfect time for a DM who is hungry for blood.
Yeah. Go.
Oh dear me.
Well, I'm gonna pull
What
out
else
the
do we
map of
need?
Barovia and
Mhm.
and kind of look at it and see if I can see anything.
Where's
I mean,
the
not see if I can see anything, but I mean, it's. Do we
There
know
it
what Kresk is?
So, Krez, you don't know what that is. That's not been mentioned in anything. Other than
can't see the map, can I?
Yeah, no. I
You
mean,
can't
it's,
see it now. Yeah.
I didn't think I could.
But yeah, other than the Abbey of Saint Markovia is in Kresk. That's all that you've been heard about or been
Okay.
told, essentially.
That was it. Babala Saga. That was what we were going to talk about because that's the last
Yes.
last place we need to go to.
Yeah.
We've
That's
done
the
2.
ruins of
We've done 3. We've done 4.
Perez.
We need to do 1, and then we need to do 5. I think,
Here.
which says card tells of history, knowledge of the ancient will help you understand your enemy. Dead village, drowned by a river, ruled by one, brought great evil to the world. Ruled over by Babala Saga, the ruins of Perez. I think that's where we were going to go. We were going to go ask them for any more information on that, and then they weren't there, and we bought a tree.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we were looking for survival tips because
Yeah.
everything we'd heard about Babala Saga was basically don't go there. If you go there, you will die.
Yeah.
and she,
It's
and
as
she
bad
will
as the
kill
Amber
you.
Temple, essentially.
And so we were looking for, okay, is there a way to walk through there and avoid her? I think is what we were looking for. I like how so far half of this session has just been us attempting to reverse engineer stuff that we knew a month ago.
We're there, I swear.
It's like the episode where like the characters wake up with amnesia and they have to try and piece together.
Pretty much.
If I were looking at the map, would I know where the ruin? Would it?
I believe it's been pointed out as.
Okay, right, because it's circled.
One of those purple circles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you follow
sure.
the Luna River south, so the Luna River in the middle of the map. If you follow that
Okay.
south, the purple circle there at the end of that track is Perez.
And what is the other one? Kind of where my mouse pointer is right now.
Struggling to see most.
Slightly further up,
So
just
the one
north
just to
of
the
that.
left of the Luna River.
Yeah, beside the Luna River. Yeah,
That
I can't remember
one
what that is.
the
It's the windmill.
No, the windmill's off to the east. That one is
That's
the.
that
I can
one.
never remember the bloody
That
name
one.
of that one. 2 seconds.
I think I know which one that is, but that's meta knowledge.
I feel like I do too, but I can't.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's meta knowledge. It's Argenvosthold.
Right.
The
Yes.
in-game knowledge. I don't know whether it's ever been pointed out specifically as a location. It would be marked on the map. So the points that are circled are essentially marked with names on the map that you have access to. I just haven't put the actual names on the map as yet. I haven't found a decent font for it.
Okay.
But yeah, that is listed as Argenvosthold.
Okay. Then that's. I mean, I'll suggest that we kind of head towards Perez, and maybe we can check that out on the way. I mean, if we can take a look at it as we pass and see if it's safe, obviously. Might be something to do.
Is bird Valaki?
Are the birds in Valaki?
I mean, his brother does live there.
I assumed
He
that's
was
where
the
they went as
innkeep.
well. Yeah. If they're safe, it's a good assumption. That's where they are. Maybe. We can always. Oh no, we'll be getting to Valaki. It's past. We're going.
Valaki's not that far off the beaten track.
I mean, it's up to you guys. We can go there if you like. I mean, if we think they're safe, then it's probably okay.
But they have the information we went to the winery for.
That's true.
That's the reason we fought the big tree.
That's a good point. Okay, so then do we want to go back to Valaki? See if you can find the bird people and the wine people? The bird wine people?
The bird wine people. that sounds much different to what I think you intended it to.
Maybe.
The wine is made of birds. What?
No, the birds are made of wine. Get it right.
My
that mean you can
mistake.
drink the
I'm so
birds?
sorry.
So is that the plan? Are we gonna go
yeah.
find
It's
the bird wine? Or
yeah, I mean,
or are
like
we
I
just
said, it's on the
gonna
way. Even
explore
might as
without
well.
information?
The bird wine or the wine birds?
Yeah.
The bird wines. Bird wines all the way
Oh,
down.
jeez, what have I done? Valaki is probably safer than Perez. I mean, if we're being honest.
Unless there's
I
a
mean,
festival on.
I was
Well,
about to say,
that's
let's not
true.
forget the festivals where attendants and children are required.
Now that might be fun to
Children were
explore as well,
required.
you know? Maybe that's something the three of us can kind of take on this week, rather than...
Just gonna
today,
remind
I
you
should
that
say.
that we did last time we were in Valaki, we did rob a house.
You,
Well,
not me.
details.
So
It's a big city.
So Theo, well volunteered to go in and get that information. I myself shall be waiting outside the city walls.
In case you've forgotten, it will take me, makes big number here, as times as long to get said information out of the bird people.
Well, then we appear to be at an impasse because
Yeah, maybe we should wait
actually
for the rest of the other party that isn't being hunted for, and then they
I can't remember. I know she saw you. Did she see me?
Oh, I'm pretty sure she saw both of us.
She saw both.
You mean all
of us.
three of
I
you?
imagine she did. Yes.
All three of you. Don't forget Turret.
Right.
No,
yes,
the thing is though, Torrit was looking for a door, and she assumes that he found it because he walked through a door and didn't shut up about them the entire time that he was there. So she's not worried about Torrit. She's just like assumed that the Dragonborn has sort of like opened a door in the sky and like walked through it again.
All right. So Valaki's out. Sorry.
All right, it is, I guess.
It was a good idea. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like
we're
if we hadn't got caught, it would have been an excellent idea. But as it is, I don't like the idea of like wandering in, discovering it's festival day, having to go because attendants and children are required,
True.
and then suddenly being recognised and beheaded for stealing.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'd
I
rather
always
like my
can
head.
sign something to Malika, and I'm going to assume that she doesn't say this bit out loud because, just because it's you got caught, some rogue you are.
So in Thieves' Cant, Mal sort of signs there were extenuating circumstances. Dragonborn walked through a door, and started shouting about puppies.
You just get a very confused, like,
And then he played the bagpipes really loudly.
I just see you guys playing with your
If he
hands.
hadn't played those,
It's,
actually by that point she's not even thieves' can't anymore. She's sort of like completely stopped. She's like, if he hadn't started playing those freaking bagpipes, it would have been gone
Well,
off
for
without
you
a hitch.
meddling kids.
I got away with it. I've been for you, bagpipe and Dragonborn.
Those bagpiping dragonborns.
Right. Well.
So the plan seems to be to head to Berez.
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
why not? It's a good day
Okay.
to die.
So,
The last thing that Theo says to Malika is, "That sounds like a story for another day."
yeah. So
He's
as you
curious
start,
and very confused, but he's going to put it aside.
as you start heading back towards the path, you start approaching the big hulking corpse of the tree, and something catches your eye as you get a bit closer. And there's a green glow coming from the heart of the tree itself.
Can I investigate it?
You can investigate it.
Can I make a
What, is it
Yeah.
actual investigation or is it something else?
It would be investigation, yeah, if you're going to actually have a poke
Okay.
around. Yeah.
Woo! That's a natural 20. Boom.
Ooh,
Plus
nice.
a whole 1. Because my intelligence is only 12. But it's an actual 20.
Yeah, well, with a 21, you're quite easily able to kind of poke around, and as you get closer, you kind of see down to, and you kind of poke around, and that you see what appears to be a gem in the middle of this tree, which is emanating this
Ooh.
green light.
Gem. I know what that is. Theo doesn't know what that is.
Oh, wait, hang
Can
on.
I do an Arcana check on the gem?
Sure.
Because I
Hang
have
on,
slightly
gems?
better
Gems?
in Arcana. It looks regularly. Ooh, that's also good. That's a 23.
Nice.
Yeah, so it is quite clearly magic, and you feel that the magic is almost transformative, and very closely associated with nature.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Cool. You have one mystical green gem.
Sweet.
It doesn't do anything to her
Nope.
that we can see. Okay, good.
Yeah, I was just checking that it didn't do it.
That's you get transformed into a bunny. Have a nice day. Oh
You
Jesus!
suddenly sprout
Is it just
roots
a-
and
is it just
limbs
like a
and
regular-
grow, and you're a tree.
No!
I assume it just feels like a regular gem. It's not sticky or anything.
It's not sticky, it's perhaps a little warm, but it's not sticky at all.
Just checking.
I should have prepared a spell that I could.
And it doesn't speak
Detect
to you
it.
either.
I'm gonna pocket that.
Keep my eyes on you.
So I has a mystical gem from a tree.
Mystical tree gem.
Mystical tree gem.
Cool. So as we head to Berez, it is quite a journey. So we just need to do a couple things. Yeah, and just kind of just a couple things. It's fine. You don't need to.
Nothing
panic
important,
at all.
Did you say it was green?
Yes.
It's green.
Yeah, it is
It
green.
emanates a green light.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so we make
like
it
that at all.
to the town of Berez.
Oh, okay.
And wrong button. Ah. Do-do-do-do-do,
Did we want to
do-do-do.
check out Argynvost on the way, or are we going straight to Berez?
To look at the map, Argynvost is about a mile and a half from the main road towards Berez. And you can see, so you would be able to interpret the map itself. So the kind of the arrowy bit, well, the line of arrows, those are inclination marks. So it's the Argynvost Hall itself is high ground and considerably higher than the road down to Berez, essentially.
Okay, cool.
And from the marks itself and the distancing, it's very steep.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
think it will
Never
be
mind.
easily navigable.
Okay, never mind.
So yeah, we head to the land of Berez, or the ruins of Berez, I should say.
You do not own a token with vision in this scene.
Indeed, you
Yeah,
do
it
not.
says I don't know no token vision in this scene either.
Indeed, indeed. So I need to work out where we are going to be coming from. I believe it's up there. So we'll start by dropping everybody up the top here.
Is it particularly dark in here?
It is.
Can I
not.
just
No.
retcon something very slightly?
Hmm.
Just future ease of life. Once we get the gem and we think we're desperately going back to Berez, I'll run back into the winery and edit my note to reflect that we're going to Berez, just so they know that's where we went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Because otherwise they don't know where we are, and then if they come back next week and then they don't know, it's confusing. So just trying to add a little in-character reasoning as well as out-of-character reasoning for Steph.
I've got dark vision.
So if you zoom out a wee bit, you should be able to see your characters in the top right corner of the screen.
Yes,
Indeed.
we has them.
You should be able to see further than that.
What happened to Gilroy's token?
I changed it. It's the Hero Forge token that I've got now. The one that I put on in the Discord. If you zoom in, more or less.
That just doesn't look as good as Amy's art personally, but you know.
Yeah, so if you
Well,
all
thank
move
you.
your tokens one square, it should illuminate the full map. It just needs to update
Oh,
the
it
darkness.
has illuminated. the
Yeah,
map
it's
for me,
got it for me.
Yeah.
I can see clearly now the dark has gone.
Why is Edison not straight? I don't understand.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
How do I
Wow,
turn
Hannah,
it?
you can't just ask someone why they're not straight.
You know what? I was trying to think of something, but yeah. I was like,
Thank
I'm sure
you.
there's a joke here somewhere.
I'm just like a
Edison's
walking.
sexual orientation is perfectly fine, but his token has to be the correct orientation, otherwise
Yeah.
I will get. But that bothers me. Token orientation and sexual orientation are completely different. One of them matters, one of them doesn't. There you go.
Oh, you're all right.
There we go. So
Mm.
the trail that you follow, it follows the river very closely for several miles, and the dirt and grass soon turn to marsh as the trail kind of dissolves into this spongy earth pockmarked with stands of tall reeds and pools of stagnant water. A thick shroud of fog covers all, and scattered throughout the marsh are old peasant cottages, their walls covered with black mildew, their roofs mostly caved in. These decrepit dwellings seem to hunker down in the mire, as they have long since given up on escaping the thick mud. Everywhere you look, black clouds of flies dart about, hungry for blood.
Oh, lovely.
The fog is much thinner on the far side of the river, however, where a light flashes amid a dark ring of stones.
What color is the light?
It's
Is it like a fire, or is it like a lantern light?
It's almost like a bluish flash of light.
Can I tell? So it's obviously not natural. I shouldn't say that. Maybe it is natural.
Yeah, it's almost like lightning, but you don't hear a crack of thunder at all to accompany it.
I have a feeling we should be careful around here.
You think?
Don't like this place.
That is basically
Strange.
Theo's entire face. Just
Yeah.
you think.
Yeah.
I like how Theo and
Yeah.
Mal are just like
He would have
Well,
said it.
say brains out.
shall we explore? Just be very, very cautious.
I mean, can't be worse than the trees, the giant bird things, the vampire in the basement, the literal vampire king swooping out the sky on a flaming horse.
You say that, but
The dragonborn with the bagpipes.
Yeah, well,
The dragonborn with the bagpipes was actually very friendly. He just had no indoor voice and no
That's right,
sense of when was an appropriate time to start playing those effing bagpipes.
well, ow.
You're not wrong.
What are these structures?
The structures
I
there
wanna
are
know
the
the X's on the
cottages
map.
that are pretty much
Is
falling
that where he's
apart.
been?
Sorry, what is?
I
I
s-
did. What was that?
The structures are what appear to be cottages, which are pretty much falling apart.
Okay. Okay.
I assume we don't see the X's. I assume that those red X's are part of you needing them for something.
Those red X's are scarecrows.
Oh, okay. That seems odd that they would
What's
have a
the thing in
lot
the
of.
middle? Like over here. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing.
Yeah, it's that's the blue light.
Is that where the blue light's coming from?
No. The blue light's coming from
Oh, I'm
across
sorry.
the river.
Oh.
That appears to be a humongous tree.
Again with the trees.
And this thing is truly gargantuan as well. It is massive.
Bigger than
Just
Winter
to-
Splinter.
Oh yes, bigger than Winter Splinter. This thing, you think to look at it, the trunk itself is easily 15 feet in diameter.
If I could whistle properly, I would whistle. I can't whistle very well.
It seems to me like there's a lot of scarecrows. Why would you need so many? Don't you just normally need one or two, perhaps? I mean, it seems like there's
Maybe
one,
they've
two, three,
got
4, 5, 6, 7.
maybe they've got a big bird problem. I don't know.
Joe Ravenheart isn't here.
Yeah, really, Actually, it probably is a good thing that he's not here with that many scarecrows.
That is
Because he's a bird, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Almost even worth it.
Well, there's no sense standing around. I mean, should we,
Do we sneaky?
Yeah. Do we want to go see what that blue light is? Is that really a worse idea than any other idea we've got right now?
Well, the light or the tree or the
Well,
scarecrows.
that's true.
Don't know why that's scarecrows, but it is now. I'm trying to, I don't know.
No, that's okay. What do you think, Mal? What do you think? Which of these three horrible ideas would you like to try first?
I mean, as you say, they're all equally horrible.
But we're here, so.
So remind me what our three options are. So the options are the scarecrows, the trees, and the weird blue light. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Unless, of course, we see anything.
Mal looks as though she is deeply considering this entire situation. Well, I feel like scarecrows, we can physically hit them out of the way if they suddenly spring to life and start attacking us. I don't think I can do that with a mysterious blue light.
True.
And no offense, but Gilroy, you're the only one here who's got any kind of magic going on anymore. and
Oh, that's true.
I feel like the odds are against us in terms of weird blue lights.
I agree with that.
I am tired of trees.
Yeah, I've had my fill of trees for a bit.
I can't be chewed to trees at the moment. Just can't be chewed at it. So I vote scarecrows.
I will second that. Scarecrows it is.
Theo puts up a 3 and a 4 because there's 2 of them.
Oh, right, of course.
Edison.
All right, well, let's. Oh God. Why don't we check out this first little scarecrow here? That one where we're not getting too close to the tree, and we can still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then I'll approach slowly, cautiously.
Yeah, so as you approach the cluster of ruined cottages, kind of separated by low stone walls, you see a short stretch of dirt road that has remained intact through the cottages themselves. As you kind of get a bit closer to the scarecrow, you can kind of see it appears to have been stuffed with what appears to be black feathers rather than the usual straw.
Oh,
Can I check to see if it's a similar black feather to the one we found in the wood?
Yeah, you can kind of compare them side by side, and it does look as though they are near enough identical, like the same kind of feather.
I don't like that.
no, I was thinking the same thing exactly. Not good at all. Are there any footprints on the ground anywhere? Like
There
the
are
ones that we
none.
saw? No.
No.
Okay.
Gonna
Well, Scarecrow ho. I'll go up and kind of
Is that
inspect
all
the
we can see about
scarecrow.
the scarecrow, or is there anything?
Is there anything what about the scarecrow? Sorry.
Is there anything else worth noting about the scarecrow? Or is it just stuffed with feathers?
Just seems to be a scarecrow that's been stuffed with feathers.
I want to go up and
I'm gonna-
poke it just to make sure that it's not gonna jump out and bite me. Just a little poke, just
How hard would you like to poke? Said.
I'm
the
step back.
Oh God, what have I done? Um, not hard enough to pierce it, but just a little, just to see if it's like actually feathers or like on the inside that I can't see.
Okay, so just a bit of a prod to investigate.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got no reason to try to slash at it yet.
Yeah, nothing happens, and it feels
Are you moving?
like it's
Is
stuffed with feathers.
Malika?
You can feel the.
Oh yes. Mal is moving. I just there we go.
He's too focused on other things.
Okay.
Yeah, you can feel
Yeah.
the kind of the spines of the feathers as you poke it. So you feel it is stuffed with feathers.
Well,
Edison's going to go over to this one and check the other one. This one is also full of feathers as well.
Mm-hmm. It is worth noting as well that this map is 100 feet per square.
oh, okay. I thought it was. Okay,
Oh.
so it's not the regular
So
5 feet. All right, never
it
mind.
is quite a distance between the scarecrows.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
That makes
that's another
more
reason why I'm
sense.
going to send Edison to this other one, and he will have a look and would I be able to see him from there then?
You wouldn't be able to make out Edison from that distance. No, you can
No.
just make out the scarecrow, but you wouldn't be able to see Edison. He would be like essentially trying to spot a bee from like 100 feet away. It's just not going to happen.
All right. Well, he's going to have a look and see if there's feathers in this one, and then report back.
So he will see feathers poking out of it. How he communicates that information to you is entirely up to you.
They probably have a yes and no symbol going on.
Most
where
likely.
he yes and no questions, and he does like flaps maybe one wing for yes and the other wing for no. They've been together a while. They have a. It's not a.
They have a system.
They have a system. It's not Jason Rubens, but it's nothing will be. So that's a conversation for not live D&D. But yeah, so I don't know how long it takes him to fly over there, but
It's
we're not in combat, so I'm just gonna.
It is, but it's about 800
wow.
feet, so it would take a couple of minutes to travel the distance there and back.
Can we get a better look at the blue light now that we're more, or excuse me, now that we're closer? I wanted to say more closer, but that's not right.
So you can't see where the blue light is emanating from. You can see that it seems to be more of a constant rather than like a flashing as it appeared from the top of the road. But it appears to be coming from somewhere within this stone circle, essentially, somewhere around that area.
Where? I don't understand where is it. Where it is? Is it over
Oh,
here?
I see, over here.
So it's if I get this here.
Like, is it by the ruins in the back here?
It's over this side of the river.
Oh, okay, wow.
Right. Couldn't quite understand with the. That's fine. Yep, across the river.
How deep does the water look? Like, is it just like a stream, or is it like a full-on river?
The river
Is it?
itself, if I recall correctly, is fairly murky.
Like, does it look like we could walk through, or would we actually have to like dive in and swim through?
Looking at the river itself, you can't quite gauge the depth completely, but it doesn't look too deep. Although you suspect that some areas you may have to swim through.
What if I got bigger? Would I still have to swim?
How tall do you become when you're bigger?
I just become bigger.
It's
I
something
don't.
along the lines of 10
Specifically,
foot,
just
isn't it?
says I become large rather than medium.
Yeah, because medium's about like 6 to 8 foot and 5 foot square. The
Yeah, this
large
is like 10 foot square.
is 10 foot square, so I would imagine you're probably close to maybe 12, 13 feet, something along those lines.
Dang.
So
I hulk out.
you suspect that you probably could walk across much of it without having to swim.
I was just more concerned about things living in the water. If it's deep enough, there may be deadly fish.
There may be.
Theo's just wondering.
There are faces, dead faces in the water.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
I was just thinking if Theo could walk across, he could have put them maybe one on each shoulder and walked across, and then you guys wouldn't get wet, and you just have to deal with stinky fur.
Do we want to check out the light, though?
I don't know. This is just going on in Theo's head. He hasn't suggested it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's maybe we should stick to this side of the river first. Sure what that is. I don't like it. Blue light. I don't like anything, though. Not in this place. What do you think we should do, Mal?
Tree? Because the light requires the water.
Yeah, trees. Bloody trees. All right.
I mean, guess it's the trees then, lad.
Fine. Tree.
Guess we're gonna slowly and carefully walk towards this tree.
Okay.
The most
Yeah.
slow and the most
Cautious.
careful.
It takes you a couple of minutes to get to the tree itself, and if you hold for one moment, I believe I should.
I've got a good
have
spell in case
used-
it comes to life. One that can do a hefty amount of damage to it if we have to fight another.
Theo just pats his bow.
Well, yes.
He did a lot of damage with that bow. And so glad I got that sharpshooter feat, man. Made so much difference. Oh, we're zooming in on the tree. Are we getting a new map?
Maybe.
To zoom in on that.
What are we doing now?
As you approach the hut itself, well,
The hut?
yeah, you see a hut essentially built into the base of the tree. And this tree is truly enormous. It is just absolutely massive. It towers over you easily 100 feet above you. This tree towers. You do notice an open doorway visible on one side of the hut, just beneath which floats the hollowed out skull of a giant. And flanking the hut's doorway are two iron cages that dangle like hideous ornaments from the eaves, and scores of ravens are trapped inside each one, and they squawk and flutter their wings excitedly as you approach. The rotting roots of this tree itself thrust up from the mire like the legs of a gigantic spider.
I feel like we made a mistake. Yeah.
Which one?
Well, yeah. I don't think I'll ever trust trees again.
Seems like a problem for someone who lives in a forest.
Yeah. Towns are looking more inviting every day.
I mean, you
Oh.
know, they have their perks.
No trees. No trees.
You know,
Well,
I hear the conveniences tend to be better as well.
what's oh God. Well, Jesus, we're all gonna die. What is this thing here?
That is the cage. Well, one of the cages,
Right.
Which
Right.
has the ravens in.
That's a shame we don't have Ravenheart with us. He'd be able to talk to the birds, maybe? Is that something he can do? I mean, I'm sure he speaks bird, doesn't he? He is a bird himself. Well, doesn't matter, he's not here. What do you want to do?
I mean, we could have a peek through the windows.
All right.
Sneaky. This is the let's roll stealth, please.
This is very much the let's roll stealth. I'm not going to just walk up to the window and knock on it like, "Oi, nice place you got here. Love what you did with the skulls and the mining implants."
Yeah.
Cool.
What's the plan?
Rolling stealth for
Oh
Theo
yes,
and
yeah, very much rolling stealth.
Yeah, sorry, I'll guess I'll do that as well.
So 23 for Theo and a 18 for Edison.
I believe I have a disadvantage on stealth because of my armor.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't you have like the awful armor, the not stealth friendly armor?
Oh, that was
Oh,
a
that's a
natural.
shame. Right? Natural 20. Damn. Rolled a 7.
That's not good for us.
That's a 17.
Nope, it sure is not.
That's a 17 on Mal's stealth roll.
I
So,
got a 7.
Theo got 23 and Edison got 18. So they're pretty okay.
Clink, 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 clink. clink, 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 clink.
Just turn to Gilroy and be like, "Don't move. Just do not move."
So, sorry, I completely missed the stealth scores there.
That's okay.
Alright,
Gilroy rolled a
none of
7.
us are here.
Gilroy
Miles
got a
was
7.
17.
Mal got a 17. Mhm.
Theo got 23, and Edison got 18.
Okay, cool.
Oops.
So, where are you heading to? What is the plan?
Is there a window we can sneak in and look
There
in?
are no windows. Nope, there is only the open doorway.
Can we sneak around so that we're not hacked like right up to the doorway, so that we're kind of in line with it, and so we can kind of look through without getting too close? If that makes sense. I mean, I'm asking the party. Is that like what we want to do if there's no windows?
I mean,
Wait, so the door is
Shit, shit.
open.
surely it only makes like with a place this small, it makes sense for only one person to sneak in while the rest kind of just hide,
True.
right?
That's true.
So as
Well-
you
Theo's-
are discussing the plan, you hear a voice from inside the hut itself shout out, "Will you shut up?"
Didn't
know,
say anything.
You notice the ravens go silent after that.
Oh, like this.
Theo just kind of puts his finger to his lips and then makes a symbol that you won't have. You probably might recognize at this point. And Edison's gonna fly up close to the like up straight, so he's kind of not in line with the door,
Mhm.
and then further forwards to kind of almost like Spider-Man creep from the top of the door and try and see what's going on. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if she's just looking through the door, wherever the door is, she shouldn't. If a normal person was looking through the door, they wouldn't see it because it's like at the top and kind of hanging in, and that's the plan anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If he can and just have a look down and see what he can see, and then I'll figure out exactly how to explain that. Once you tell me what he can see, I will then translate that from Edison to Theo, and then Theo will tell them what he's managed to gain from his limited knowledge of the Edison language, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So as Edison looks through the doorway and kind of gets to that area, the ravens pipe up again and they start squawking like hell. You are able to, well, Edison is able to get to the doorway though and see through.
There is
Hang on, why is this dark? This should not be dark. No, that. There we go. That's better.
see some of it, so
Yeah, again, if you move your tokens one tile, it should reveal much of the map again.
I still can't see inside.
Oh yeah, you can't see inside.
Well, no.
So the doorway's on the right hand side. So if you move to the right hand side, you'll
Oh,
see
over there. I
the
thought it was
doorway.
here for some reason. That's my bad. I didn't realize where the door was.
Oh.
Door's over here.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that is the view that you have. So the hut itself appears to be 15 foot aside and packed with old furniture, including a wooden cot, a wicker cabinet, slender wardrobe, a wooden table, a stool, barrel-topped wooden chest reinforced with brass bands, and an iron tub stained with blood in the middle of the room. Is a ghastly wooden crib. In the middle of the room is a ghastly wooden crib with a small angelic child sitting in it. All the furnishings except for the crib are bolted to the floor. Beneath the crib, a green light seeps up through the cracks between the rotting floorboards.
Okay. So he's gonna come back after having done that. And now I need to not go off the map. Figure out how Edison's going to explain any of this to Theo. I'm
Yeah.
going to do a check very quickly because that was a good enough roll in my opinion. Cool. So first thing Edison does, he kind of flies to the pocket where Theo put the crystal that he got from the winter splinter tree,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of pokes at it because he thinks that it's a similar green light.
I will be back in about 30 seconds. 30. I was just getting to the bathroom.
All right. I need time to figure out the conversion rate, the translation between Edison to Theo and then Theo to the party anyway. So yeah. He'll point to the gem. So Theo will say something along the lines of possibly another gem inside, green glow. And get a yes or no and find out that yes, there's a green glow inside. So that he'll mention that to Malika, and who will then, I assume, relay that to Gilroy. I'm trying to think what are the things that they would already have, signs that Edison can already. The signs that Edison can do that Theo would already know for obvious things.
Mm-hmm.
You probably ought to tell him that there's one person and his child, but nothing more specific than that. And I think blood. You said there was blood in somewhere, didn't you?
Blood-stained bath, essentially. The bath and tub in the middle of the room.
I think blood would be
bottom
a
in the corner of the
symbol.
room is covered in blood.
But he wouldn't be able to explain the way you've explained it to me. You wouldn't be able to explain it all. But I think what he would be able to get across is green light, one person, and it's a child, and there is blood. I feel like blood is an important thing to already have a sign for. You wouldn't be able the other furniture wouldn't really be too obvious for them to already be able to explain. Obviously, the fact that they're bolted to the floor is probably relevant, but again, not very easy to communicate. Because it's not like they're telepathic or anything. He just understands. Like Theo, Edison understands Theo, but Theo only understands some things that Edison knows. So that's the things that he's been able to explain, in my opinion, that we got. So basically, green light, possibly another crystal. There is one person, and it's a child, and there is blood.
But we can't just leave the child in there. We have to rescue the child.
Mal is gonna. She's actually going to sign to Theo because she's trying not to make any noise.
Okay.
So she signs to Theo. She's kind of like, okay, on the one hand, yes, rescue child. On the other hand, need more information about the child. So, she sort of signs, does the is the child scared, distressed?
Would Edison have noticed that? What the child was doing in the crib?
Child wasn't doing much in the crib, really.
Wasn't crying or anything like that? Or
nope.
Wasn't visibly stressed?
Theo kind of does that, asks Edison, and Edison will reply that basically no. And so back to Mal. It's
Hmm.
like, child seemed fine. But Theo will also make a note to mention the voice we heard didn't sound like a child.
Okay.
So while Edison only saw a child, we didn't hear a child. So
Which voice do you mean?
we heard the be quiet voice.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Right, of course. Yeah.
So either the child looks like a child but isn't a child, or there is somebody else there.
You said you saw a green light coming from beneath the floorboards?
He doesn't know where. Edison isn't able to tell him where the green light came from. He just knows there's a green
Okay.
light emanating from somewhere because he pointed to the crystal.
Okay.
Without, he can do yes and no questions, but
Yeah, sure.
without asking, is it in this place? Is it in this place? Is it in this? It takes too long because obviously he's trying to sign this. And
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
it takes a while. Actually,
Yeah.
he might actually be
No, that's
whispering this
okay.
to Giant to Edison because he doesn't stutter in Giant, and Edison understands Giant. But yes,
Do we know that you speak giant?
well, I speak something.
Yeah, like we've had this conversation about whether or not we'd be able to recognize it as giant or.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to ask you if you can tell anything about the giant skull. Like, I mean, because you more or less know the language. I mean, maybe you know something about it, or
Oh, is that what
I
that
don't
is?
know.
Is that the skull of a giant?
Yeah. He said it was a giant skull. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the skull of a giant. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, can you tell anything about it, or I mean, other than the fact that it's a giant skull?
Without getting closer to investigate, you wouldn't be able to make any determinations, really. You do see that it is floating, however.
Floating?
Oh, yeah, it's hovering about a foot off the ground.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's normal. Yeah, sure. Floating giant skull, sure.
Is it worth getting closer?
Sorry.
Yeah, Mal is going to try and sneak closer because her curiosity has gotten the better of her, and she's like, I need more information about this situation. So yeah, she is going to try and sneak closer.
I gotta be honest, I'm concerned about the child, so I'm gonna.
Mal turns to Gilroy. Mal turns to Gilroy, and she's just kind of like, look. If we need you, we'll call for you. But if you move and whatever's in there hears you, it's all over.
Theo is actually just going to kind of casually put a hand on Gilroy's shoulder and just.
Well, I tell you what. Let me help you at least. I'm gonna cast Aid at 3rd level. Because I think. So both of you, I believe, anyways.
How many can you cast it on?
I'm just looking at up to 3.
Okay.
So both of you get an extra 10
you going to do
hit
it
points.
to you as well, or are you going to give it to? You might as well use all 3 options.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll use all 3 on you guys, on Theo and Malika and oh god, come on now, Edison. Thank you.
Pick yourself.
Oh god. Yeah, and they'll get 10 hit points extra, 10 points for the next 8 hours. Just please be safe. This whole thing must be important.
Theo will ask Malika, do you want me to follow or stay here? Because it might be best for one person to go, but he's not sure, and he's just a sneaky.
Yeah, Mal sort of like.
But he doesn't want you to go alone in case something happens, so it's like.
Mal signs to Theo, like, if I get in trouble, I'll give you the signal. Like, I assume that there's probably some kind of thief's signal for, oh shit, it's gone south, get over here. So.
And plus, you would know by now that Theo is better at long range anyway. Yeah. He's more with the bow than he is with the rapier, so it is probably better he's And you're better at close combat, so it makes more sense for you
No,
to be the
no,
one
she's
who goes
not. she is an archer, my dude. but,
in. Oh,
but she does have sneak attack, which helps.
yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so if Gilroy moves back... And
I
then...
will do that.
Okay. Can I ask about the roof of this establishment?
The roof. There doesn't seem to be a roof.
Yes.
It just extends into the tree. This is literally being built into the tree itself.
Kind of hollowed it out.
So
Think of,
okay,
like,
so,
the beaver's house.
basically, if I was to climb it, up into the tree, there would be no way of looking in
I
from
see.
above.
No.
No.
That is
It's like
a shame.
Mr. Tumnus's house from Narnia.
That is a shame. Okay, I guess.
This is no Narnia, mate.
No,
yeah.
yeah.
This is like this is horror
Anti-Narnia.
Narnia. Okay, I guess Mal's gonna very, very slowly creep closer.
You're always going to move around so he can kind of see.
Yeah, she's not going to go towards the door for now because the fact that the giant skull is floating that far off the ground is kind of giving her the willies. But she's going to see if she can hear anything just from standing a little bit closer.
The
And
noise
sort of,
of the
listening really
ravens
hard.
is far too loud to hear anything inside the hut.
Mal kind of looks at the ravens and she's like, psst, psst, shut up. Sort of figuring, I don't know. The ravens are meant to. She's sort of heard about how the ravens were good animals or whatever from
No, it's true.
from the innkeeper, and she's like, maybe that means that if I tell them to shut up so I can listen, they will. By this point, she doesn't put anything past anything in Barovia.
They do not. No, they don't seem to
Alas.
at all.
A shame.
Can I have Edison have a look at the locking mechanism on the cage?
Oh,
That is a good question.
Because if either of them could open it, maybe let the birds free.
There does not appear to be a lock on the cage.
They're not there's no way for them to get them. There's no obvious.
You see hinges on one side of it, or he sees hinges on one side of it, but no locking mechanism at all.
Can I use... oh, yeah, that works. Can I use Eyes of the Grave to make sure that there's no undead within 60 feet of us?
Good question.
Those two cages with all the ravens have me a little nervous. Like they're covering up something. That we...
You don't sense any undead.
Okay, cool. Alright, go ahead.
Weird. How would you open it if there's no lock, but there is hinges? There must be some sort of magic.
It could be from the bottom of the cage. I'm not. I can't. I can probably hear you. Yeah, it could be from the bottom of the cage. Sometimes. I think it's. I think in medieval cages, it used to be.
Anything that
it
Theo
used to be that
knows
way.
at the minute. He hasn't mentioned that to you because trying to explain things to you is very difficult because he'd have to try and talk in common. Because you don't know giant, you don't know thieves' cat.
Okay, sorry. No, I didn't know you were saying that in character. I wasn't.
No, he's not. This is me. I'm just. Edison's kind of looking around and then reporting back to Theo, and that conversation would have been. He would have just looked confused, as far as you could tell.
Okay.
But without actually either writing it down or trying to whisper, which is very difficult when you stutter.
Yep.
They basically can't have much of a conversation.
No. We'll figure it out someday, I swear. I'll choose languages.
Just sit down
learn
and
languages
teach
or
you
something.
Giants.
Right, yeah, or thieves can't.
Giant will be
Although that would
faster.
take a long...
Just certain words, maybe.
If I learned comprehend languages, does that include thieves can't? Like, is it technically a language?
Yeah.
I have to try that.
Oh, actually.
Yeah. But then you could understand giant.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, it's not technically a language, I
believe it
think,
actually
is it?
specifies in the spell. Spoken
Oh,
or
okay.
written, I believe.
Let me look it up. 1 second. Got the spell book on my phone, because I'm a nerd. Comprehend. I don't even know if I have comprehend
For the
languages, quite honestly.
duration,
But
you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any
spoken,
written
though.
language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. Yeah,
Spoken,
you
though,
would not
is...
understand that.
That's what I thought, yeah, because that's Thieves' Cant isn't
Couldn't
spoken,
understand
is it?
Thieves' Cant, but you could understand him when he talks in Giant, and he doesn't
True.
stutter in Giant, so you'd still have
Like I
that.
said, I don't have it, but it was just for future reference.
No, for
I'm sorry, I got
future
off track. I apologize.
It's, yeah.
Ignore
Cool.
me. I'm nowhere near the cages. Sorry.
It's alright. You're just tinking.
I get off track so easily.
None of us are really with it today, it's fine.
No.
So, is Malika doing anything else? If she can't hear through the ravens?
Yeah, after she realizes the ravens are not going to shut up, she's just going to kind of be like, but quietly, and like you know that one moment in that one episode of Doctor Who where Martha's on the phone to her mum, and her mum,
Yes.
like and she makes the face, which is just like, ah! you know the face.
I know the face.
Yeah, that face. That's the face she's
That's a
making.
good episode, actually. Jeez.
I haven't seen Doctor Who in forever.
Oh, I love Doctor Who. Oh, can you tell? Where?
Yeah, she's gonna again creep very carefully around the tree roots and creep very, very slowly towards the skull, sort of giving it the side eye the entire time. And then she's gonna try and sort of peek over here to see what she can see.
Yeah, well,
Very carefully, she's just kind of like peeking. She's sort of like peeking her head over the top, like.
Yeah, as you kind of get closer to the skull and you look at it, you notice it's actually been hollowed out at the top there. You don't know for what reason exactly, but it's quite a sizable space that you can see in the hollowed out part of the skull. And as you look through the doorway of the hut, you see much the same as what Edison saw.
Okay. So that was what? So we've got the desk, the bath, the bloody bathtub.
The green light and everything's bolted to the floor.
Okay.
And then there's a
Apart from
child in the crib.
So the crib is not.
But there was definitely another voice that shouted for the ravens to shut up.
There was.
Well, there's what we've seen so far is one voice. We know there is a person. We know there is a voice. We don't know if they're separate or they're the same.
You said everything was bolted to the floor except the crib?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't
No.
like that.
That's, why not the crib?
You said the skull's been hollowed out. Can I roll to see if there's anything else about the skull which I would notice on a further inspection? She's not going to touch it because that's bad juju, but
Yeah, thank you.
is there anything that I would notice from being this close to it, apart from the fact that it's hollowed out? Like, if she was going to inspect it visually in greater detail, would she notice anything?
So, short of an Arcana check, you wouldn't be able to determine anything else. It is clearly magical. It's floating above the ground. There is something magical about it, or magic has been cast upon it. But other than the fact that
can I make an Arcana check? Like Mal's just gonna stare at it, and she's gonna be like, she's staring at it. She's thinking to herself, "What would Gilroy or Ravenheart do?"
Yeah.
It'll be really funny if I roll high on this. This is gonna be hilarious. That wasn't a bad roll, actually. That's a 15.
Okay. So you suspect that the skull in and of itself is not magical, but there has been what appears to be spells cast upon it, which cause it to hover.
Interesting. Like malevolent spells?
You can't tell.
Okay. Well, no, of course she can't tell. She ain't magical. Interesting. Okay.
What's the plan?
Okay. She is gonna very carefully ease herself up onto the platform. And she's not going to go through the door, but she's just going to try and she's basically going to try and plaster herself to the wall and then try and peek through to see if she can get a better vantage point of what's inside.
Okay.
So she's not actually standing where I've just put her, but she's kind of peeking her head round the corner in an attempt to
flat against the wall and
flat against the wall, trying to sort of crane her neck around the corner.
So let's just double check something here.
the skull bites you. What? What? No.
Oh, it gets worse than that.
Oh no!
dear.
No! No!
I'll
If you
I'll
say
just
those
roll
two
up.
words, then we're quitting.
Hey
I
guys,
just
I'm gonna go
just
back to
roll up my
Velaki.
second character.
If you want to make an investigation check, you may.
Me make an investigation check?
You make an investigation check.
Oh, okay. I mean, yes, I will do that. Okay, we'll plus my modifier. That's a 19 altogether.
Okay. So the crib with the baby in, something catches your eye about it. You kind of look and something just doesn't look right about it.
Knew it. I knew the baby was sus.
You see everything else obviously bolted to the floor. This thing's just sitting there in the middle of the floor, not attached to anything, just sitting there with a baby in it. The baby's not even doing anything. It's not responding to you. It's not responding to the ravens. And as you kind of squint and you peer, you realize you can actually kind of see through it, and you actually realize that this is an illusion.
Oh,
damn.
crud.
Okay. Mal, upon realizing this, is and she is gonna very carefully slip away, ease herself back down over the ridge, creep back past the ravens and the skull, and back to the others, and she's gonna crouch down and she's like, so crib's an illusion. Think the bit think baby's sus.
The
Baby very,
baby is
very
also
sus.
an illusion. Both the crib and baby are
The
illusions.
the crib and the baby.
Illusory, yes.
So the crib and the baby, fake, 100% fake, bait, meant to get well-meaning schmucks like us to step into her parlor or whatever.
It's a trap.
Oh, it's a trap. Yeah. So yeah, I reckon whoever's living in there, well, obviously the baby's bait.
What can you tell about? Could you tell anything about the skull?
I mean, I'm not a mage, but it's got spells cast on it. This it's not magic, but someone's cast spells on it. Oh, and also they've hollowed it out, proper hollowed out. If you were a giant, you could probably drink out of it. That's how hollow it is.
That sounds to me like it would be like a cauldron, almost. I mean, a very creepy, morbid one, of course, but that size, a witch's cauldron or what have you. Yes, somebody could have punched a hole in his
just
head,
taking
I
a step
suppose.
backwards because I'm trying to remember if this is I'm trying to remember if this is meta knowledge, the fact that we can see that it's Babala Saga's hideout, or are the characters aware that this is
You
the
would not
place?
be
We know
aware.
Babala Saga lives here,
Yeah,
but we
the-
don't
the-
necessarily know this is her hut, I suppose.
We don't know this
Exactly.
right. Sorry, right. I was just checking because I wasn't sure if it was meta knowledge, the fact that we could see that on the map, because that's why I
okay.
avoided mentioning it in character, because I was kind of here like I can't remember if this is stuff that we
Yeah,
know.
so you could.
So we
make
That's
don't
not
know
right.
that this is her hut.
You could make a flat
Yeah.
out intelligence check if you like to see if you
Yeah,
can
that's what I was
connect
gonna do. I
the
was
dots.
gonna
I'd
ask
like
if I can
to,
roll to
yeah.
see if Mal can put 2 and 2 together and think, creepy skull, cauldron, baby illusion, creepy voice, ravens.
Also, this thing was
17.
basically he was saying, well, we go in there, we get hit, we get put in the cauldron, and God knows what happens.
True.
It was Theo's. What he was trying. Intelligence
7.
checks are we doing?
17 for me.
17.
What is it for doing? It's just straight up intelligence.
Just straight up intelligence.
+1. So that's a 15 for Theo. I'm not doing one for Edison because he has -1 intelligence.
That's a 16 for Mal.
Nice. Wow, 17, 16, 15.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you are able to kind of take a few moments and think, well, yeah, and think, yeah, this is probably where Babalai Saga lives. You wouldn't know the name of the creeping hut, but you could figure that this
No.
is their residence.
Well, oh god, sorry, I'm itchy.
Of
Crazy.
course, the name Creeping Hut should probably put the fear of God up you anyway. But
Well, yes. It does. It's a bit like Death House, you know.
yeah. It's not
Ah,
a.
yes, the death house, which I
God,
do. I have not actually experienced the delights of the death house.
No, neither have I.
Let's
Oh,
not.
my back.
Hannah having war
I've heard it's
flashbacks in the background.
particularly horrible.
Fletcher!
Yeah. I know people who have done it, and they've all said, "Don't do it, don't do it." It's
Did it
just,
twice.
good God.
I did it once very early on in my D&D career, and then once trying to do this campaign. Anyway,
I mean, I would like to at some point. It sounds fun, but then I'm crazy like that. So
I could always run a one shot at some point through the week for anyone wanting to go through Death House.
I would love to.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't be a one shot because it's usually like a 2-session thing at least. But
yeah.
if we spend like maybe
Maybe
4
we
or
could set
5
that up.
hours on it, then you can probably get it done in one go, depending on how long it takes you to work your way through it. But yeah, I can run Death House for anyone who wants to.
Love that.
Getting back
Sorry,
to
back to the adventure.
this campaign, we can discuss Death House later.
Hannah's here like,
Let's do
no,
Death
do
Tree
not
right
make me
now.
think about the death house.
House, Death Tree.
Theo just he's just gonna kind of be like, I want to have a look at this skull.
Yeah, so do I. See what I
You're
can tell about
noisy,
it as well.
so you stay here.
Well, no, I'm going to check it out. I'm tired of hanging back. I'm going to walk forward. I don't care. Clank.
Cool. So yeah, you head towards the skull.
Hey,
Slowly and cautiously.
Slowly and cautiously.
Theo is just giving Mal the, oh dear, we're screwed look.
Okay, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Mal is also sort of like making the same look back at him.
You know, I could always go into town and buy new armor after this is over. Buy some leather armor. I mean, it would be easier for things to hit me, but I wouldn't be so loud. That's up to you, I suppose. Yes.
Please stop.
Sorry. I just want to be a part of something.
But as you approach the
You actually is Gilroy actually going to go up to the skull, or are we able
No.
to convince you otherwise?
I guess not. The only magic one who doesn't. Fine.
Okay, so just you approaching the skull then.
Yeah, as cautiously as and trying to keep out of sight of the door.
Yeah.
He's
No
gonna.
sense of adventure, I tell
You
you.
can pretty much make it up to the skull without without seemingly alerting anyone. And yeah, you may make an Arcana check should you wish.
Yes. While he doesn't think he has magic and doesn't like it, he knows enough about it. That's a that's a dirty 20.
So this, you get the sense of some form of levitation magic having been cast on the skull itself, and it's from what you can tell. I mean, you get the instinctive feeling that this isn't a levitation spell that's going to wear off anytime soon. It seems to be a very long-lasting spell.
The only thing I can detect? Just the levitation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and tell everybody else that what I noticed is just. So yeah, I'd probably sign that to Malika, who would have to whisper that to Gilroy.
Yes,
Gotta get a better system.
this very series of events happens.
Well,
Just a
what do you suggest?
long-lasting levitation spell.
Standing here looking at it isn't going to do anything. I mean, I
We
think
have
the only thing
two
for it is
options.
to.
We go forwards and actually alert someone we're here, or we go back and get reinforcements.
What reinforcements?
The people who are hopefully here next week, because it's already 9 o'clock.
If you want to, that's fine. Can we make a stop in... Oh, no, we can't do that. Never mind. I'm wanted in Valaki. Never mind. Can't go there. But you could.
I could go...
Would...
You want me to go into Valaki and buy you new armor?
But, I mean, if you're not wanted in the town, I mean, it would make things easier for approaches.
I
That's up
can't
to you.
believe that we're sat here talking about going shopping for Gilroy when there is a literal witch sitting not
Welcome to
10 feet away
Barovia!
from us.
So we should leave and discuss this elsewhere.
I am in favour of this. I can't believe we're literally sitting here discussing Gilroy's fashion choices, and there is a witch right there.
And
Like
as
a
you
literal
are sitting
bonafide
there
witch.
as well, discussing shopping and such, you hear the voice again come from the hut, and it's literally identically the same. No change in tone or inflections or anything like that, telling the ravens to shut up. And they quieten down again.
Can I?
Yeah, that's as soon as the ravens shut up, Mal's mouth snaps shut as well because she's like, what if she's got really good hearing when the ravens
Can
are
I roll a
quiet?
perception check to see if I can tell if that voice is real or not?
You may.
Like I mean, if it sounds exactly the same, that's.
It would be an investigation check to make that determination.
I'd like to try if I can. Oh, that's not great. 10? Oh, I can't do that. Right.
You think it's real from what you can tell. You can't determine if it's an illusion or if it's a recorded voice or anything like that.
That's too bad. Out of character, I really don't believe that.
Can I do the same? Because obviously, since Mal's kind of seen the baby illusion, can I roll to see if there's anything weird to me about the voice?
That was my first thought. Was
Theo got
too
a
similar.
16 on investigation for that.
Oh, that's good.
16 is not enough.
Okay. Let me. So, is this investigation? Is this investigation? Yeah.
Before you make that, can I cast guidance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch Malika's shoulder and cast guidance, giving you an extra D4 in case you need it.
Yeah,
I should have done that with
the similarities in the voice are similar enough that it would make you suspicious of it. Certainly suspicious enough to say, hang on, do you kind of identify? Can you tell? Is that sound exactly the same? Does that sound can compare notes kind of thing? Yeah.
Oh boy, well, even with that guidance, I have not done any better than you guys.
Oh,
I've actually done worse. So
Ha!
yeah.
Can we retcon? Can I roll a d4?
I'm going to allow it just because.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome.
I
And for a
would have done
Fraser
it
is like,
had I thought
I
about
shall
it.
allow it because it amuses me.
That's
Yeah,
a
well,
3.
It's just because the outcome
that
would
would make it
amuse me even more.
18 total.
Yeah, so you are able to kind of say, well, hang on, that's you recognize it from somewhere. You're not sure where, but you kind of recognize this kind of essentially magic as creating this noise essentially.
Magic voice.
Mhm.
What if she isn't here and that's her defense system?
That would be a very good defense system. Certainly scared us.
Especially with Babalai Saga's reputation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Should we investigate the house? I mean, does it look like there's any footprints around the tree? Like anything that would tell if somebody's been here recently?
We have, that's the
a
problem.
lot of footprints
Well, no, I know, but I
around the
mean,
tree.
like in the places that we haven't been.
Yeah,
like in
there
spaces
are a
around
lot, but you're not able to determine how old they are. There are a hell of a
No,
lot of
okay.
footprints. There's been a lot of activity around the tree itself.
Well,
I still
you said.
think we should leave while the going's good
Leave while
Yeah.
leaving is
before we
ancient.
end up in a situation we can't get ourselves out of.
What if
I
that
I
blue
do not plan
light
to.
was the witch, and she's not in her house?
Do you
Sorry?
really want
I didn't hear what you said.
Do you
I said,
really
what if
want
the
to
blue?
take
Sorry, go ahead.
this?
No,
Do
I
you-
was saying, what if that blue light that we saw was the witch? Well, I mean, we don't even know
Are
if it
you
is a
saying this in
witch. I
character?
mean, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What if the
Yeah.
blue light was that thing that we saw? I don't know if it's like I said, we don't even know if it is a witch.
Mal's kind of shooting him kind of like one of those, are you kidding me right now looks. And she's kind of like, is this really a chance that you want to take?
Oh no, I'm just saying it's. I'm just starting out the possibilities.
It's a
You're right. It's a
possibility.
terrible chance.
Like, no, I mean,
think
no,
anything
I
is a
mean,
terrible chance right now,
the blue light might have something to do with the witch, but
Oh, I'm not saying
Right.
investigating blue light. No.
well, I mean, I'm also not saying that we should go into the house because that baby, that fake baby, is that is a trap if I've ever seen one.
Oh, I completely agree.
I
100%.
You're leaving then?
I'm with Theo. I think we
Okay.
should go for now.
All right.
I think we've cased the joint. We have come to the conclusion that the joint is 3 spooky, 5 me, and
That's true. You know much more about stealth than I do, so I agree.
and I think we should be going until
Okay.
such a time as we have our druid and our monk back.
That's a good idea. It's an excellent idea.
So we toddle off.
That's a way.
And maybe Ravenheart will be able to do something with the staff. I mean, he seemed
It's
he
true.
seemed like he was chill with it. He wasn't about to start
Mhm.
Pied Pipering his way down the fields of Barovia to cause apocalypses in other planes.
Of
So
course, he
I feel
also
like
went straight to bed when you got to the actual winery itself.
What's that?
You also went straight to bed as soon as you got to the winery itself.
So I feel like, you know,
We don't know what he's been doing while we've been off, so.
Oh, that's a very good point.
hey, Mal can only make these decisions based on the information she has. The information she has is that at the time that we left him, he seemed like he had a handle on it.
He had a
Mhm.
hand on the handle.
He had a
all right,
handle on
well,
the handle, yeah.
this hasn't been a complete loss. We have a lot of information about the ruins of Ren now. A lot more information, anyways.
And we go back, we
Um,
alert the others, possibly buy you some less clunky gear, and
if that's okay.
we
Make
might
a
have to
stop in
pool our
Wallachia on the way
resources,
home.
depends how much gold we have.
I'm sure we have enough.
Whether they sell it in Valaki or not, we don't know.
How much gold do I have? I got 117 gold. I'm sure I can afford leather armor. If that leather armor better make me fly if it costs 117 gold.
Everything in Barovia is extremely extortionate because you
Well,
can't go
that's
anywhere else
true.
to get it.
That's an excellent point, actually. I'll
So
take my chances. I think we have enough.
I will have to take your chances if I'm the one buying it.
I'll give you a bonus. How about that?
So, is that are we good? Are we able to leave without incurring the wrath?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's up to that.
Yeah, I'm just checking that we're not
Right.
getting told those
Are we going to die before we get out of here? Or...
two
You
words
start
that you
heading
don't.
away, and you don't hear anything behind you at all other than the ravens, and yeah, you can head back up the path towards the main areas of Barovia.
Cool.
Yeah, and not quite a cliffhanger, but that's where we leave it for this week.
Not every week
Oh,
can be.
I was expecting something big, but yeah, you managed to avoid that.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
Oh yeah.
Can't always.
at the minute, the party is far too there's far too strong a sense of self-preservation in these characters.
Yep.
If Mal does eventually die, I shall, make sure to rectify that with my backup character.
Oh, you're not dying. I'm bringing you back to life. Nobody, no.
Bring Rick.
Nobody
Amy.
in this party is getting out.
Can you imagine Rick in Barovia?
Rick would have
Yes,
just
that'd be good.
strolled straight in.
When you die, I'm just going to use reanimate life. Yeah,
No,
you'll
the
be my
problem is,
ghoul
that's the thing.
servant.
Rick wanted to go to hell. He would totally want to come to Barovia.
Yeah, like
Right.
yeah, Rick would have like the traumatic dream, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is good and weird, excellent. Haven't had an adventure like this since I was rolling around the Mad Max machine."
Yeah, that was basically the reason.
He has a need for speed.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Rick is definitely the epilogue where he punched Jason in the face.
Like Rick was like proper chaotic neutral. Like his only agenda was the agenda he himself followed, and apparently he had enough of a moral compass to disagree with Jason's everything. It was great.
I fully accept that Jace is a bad person. Like, morally, he was not a good person.
He did not deserve the ending he got.
Oh, well, that's
He
cool.
did not. And I agree with all of that, but he was still fun to play. But he was not a nice person.
He was extremely fun to play off, but he did not deserve the ending he got.
No, he was selfish and racist, and he didn't give a shit about anybody else.
Oh my.
He was a terrible, terrible person, but such a fun character to play off.
He was my very first character, and he
terrible person.
I made up for it with my second character being Torret.
Yeah, I was about to say, like the contrast between Jace and Torret is absurd.
Well, we shall end the stream here. I'd like to thank our watchers for joining along this journey with us. Do feel free to come join us next week, where we may revisit Babalai Saga's Creeping Hut, and we may even discover why it is referred to as Babalai Saga's Creeping Hut. So yeah, join us for the fun. But for now,
Oh, the tree moves, doesn't
bye-bye.
it? The tree.
No more trees.